Hey guys, hey. So let's have a little bit of a talk. So I was working on some promo materials for my coloring book boot camp that's coming up this weekend, right? And I was like, one of the people always ask me, like, what do I use? What's my workflow and things like that. And so I'm going to share some behind the scenes, just kind of how I convert just a regular cartoon image to a coloring page. Because, ideally, you would like for to be create the coloring pages like directly. Like you would love for the coloring pages to come out, but sometimes you just don't get the image that you're looking for when you try to create it by a color page, or it has other artifacts, it has grayscale, it has other things like that in there. So I sent out this image in my email marketing today, right, just to show the progression. Like sometimes you can't get them straight to coloring page, so I'm going to just walk you through the workflow, and we're going to start with something new, and I'm just going to walk you through how I do that. Okay. So, look at this right here. I am using a platform called Playground AI. And the great thing about joining the boot camp is that there's like 5 tutorials that walk you through how to set up and get started with this platform. Okay. So I generated a few images, and the important thing is to not have an image with too much detail if you want to convert it. Like I said, ideally you want to start with coloring pages. But sometimes if you have an image that has a lot going on in it, or you say, I really like this image, I want to convert it, this is where you start. So I'm going to do this little boy because he doesn't have a whole lot going on in terms of details, and neither does his dog. And they're already kind of cartoonish. Okay. Wherein when I look at this one right here, while I love him, he would require a little bit of editing, like cleaning off whatever kind of fake ass earrings these are supposed to be. I'm also looking at the dog having dimensions and textures. We got some grayscale in there. So it looks more like 2D, and I kind of need a more of a flat image for it to be simplistic. So the great thing about Playground AI is that it has kind of an editor, a mini editor built inside of it. Okay. It has a mini editor built inside of it. So now I am inside the editor. All right. And so the first thing I want to do is, let me just see if this has anything major that I want to get rid of. And it does, but let me do this because, like, I want to get rid of maybe these white marks on his cheeks. I don't see that there's any imperfections anywhere else that I need to worry about. Okay, so let's see what it looks like if I turn it grayscale. So right here, I'm going to change the saturation and take it all the way down to get a grayscale image so I can see what the contrast looks like. So it cleared up a lot of stuff, like some of the shadows and things like that. But I'm still going to go ahead and erase some of the stuff, make this a little bit smaller. Just these little white things under his cheek, get those out of the way because I don't want those to be coloring objects. So I'm just going to click erase. And it got rid of those things, right? And that's one of the things I love about this is you can do quite a bit just inside here. Now, as I select this image, we did look at, I took out all the color, so now it's what they call desaturated, okay? And you can also try to punch up the brightness, right? And I'm not worried about the background. So punching up the brightness is also getting me very close to it being a coloring page. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that, okay? The next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and punch up, I'll try to play with the contrast. So the contrast isn't really giving me anything that I'm looking for. Takes away some of the detail that I'd like to keep, so I'm going to leave that. And so I'm going to stop with the image here and just go ahead and download it, okay? Because there's another step that has to happen. Okay, so I'm gonna download this here. I'm just gonna put it on my desktop and put in boy test 1, just so I can find it really quickly and click save. All right, so far we have not left Playground AI, which is image generation platform that I like to use specifically for coloring pages. Okay, now we're going to jump over to another site. Okay, and this site is called Tech Lagoon, and it's the only site that I've found that does a good job of kind of converting. So what I want to do, Tech Lagoon is like a very convoluted site. I'll give you the direct link to this inside the bootcamp. But we want to go to Tech Lagoon and look for their picture to line drawing coloring page. Okay, so it's going to look like this. And when you actually get into the tool, it looks like this. All right, it looks like this. Okay. All right, so I'm going to click browse and we're going to go find that image. Okay, we're going to go find that image. And remember, it was on I just put it on my desktop. And we're going to go to boy test 1, where I've taken all the color out. And here's the thing, you want to select, okay, here's the settings. Smooth pen, all right. I'm going to keep all the pressure. And then I'm going to play around with the noise reduction. I'm going to leave the white background and just click convert. And it happens pretty quickly. Now it's got all these ads. It's got all this stuff. I wish that they had a nicer, cleaner version, but they don't. Okay. And you see it turned it right into that coloring image. Now it's got a lot of speckles and stuff going on. So I'm going to move this noise reduction to the middle and see what we come up with. And I'm just going to convert it again. Oh, before you can look at the before and after to see what it does. And I like everything it does except for the hair. It just looks a little bit weird. So I'm going to I moved it up to about halfway on the noise reduction. And I like heavy pen pressure. Some people do, thin pen pressure. It's important to choose pen pressure. Okay, I like that better. All right. It's important to use smooth pen and pen pressure because pencil kind of looks like jagged edges, but I'm going to move this noise reduction. Pencil looks like jagged edges, coloring pencil, fine pencil. They just, it doesn't give me the detail that I'm looking for. All right, so it doesn't feel like a coloring page. So I'm going to convert this with no noise. Noise means it takes out like the extra lines and artifacts. Okay, so that's better. That's better. And this is probably as close as I'm going to get. But I'm going to reduce the pen pressure on this because I feel like it might help give me something a little more clean. So I'm going to take it down to about 3 and try it one more time and see what it does. And so you have to play around depending on the image. Play around. Oh, that looks way better, right? That looks way better. And so I will reduce the pen pressure. Let's see what happens if we take the noise reduction down to the same point. And so I play around with it till I get an image that kind of looks like I want it to look. Okay. And I don't think that made much of a difference. So I'm going to leave it and then I'm going to download this image. Okay. Download this image. And what did I call him? Boy test. And it's going to download it as a JPEG. So I'm just going to put it there. All right. The next step you want to do is to upscale your image. Okay. And so this is where we're going to go ahead and move into Canva. Okay. So I want to move to Canva. All right. And in Canva, all right, I want to create just a design. I already got a design where I've got some coloring pages started. So I'm just going to open that design so that I don't have to put in new dimensions and things like that. And if you guys are commenting, which I hope you are, I'm not looking at it right this second, but let me log in and see, okay, what's happening here. All right. Um, okay, so it's coming up now. It's coming up now. All right. Okay, so this is it right now. All right, and before I forget, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link for the course, okay, into the chat. If you haven't already registered for this course, go ahead and do that. All right, so and then I'm gonna finish showing you the workflow. All right. Okay, so we are back here. Okay, so this is where we get into third-party apps. All right, so if I'm inside of Canva, I'm going to look for, scroll down, look for apps. And there is an app that is specifically for upscaling. Okay, so I've already downloaded it, so it's in my apps. Okay, but it is well, let's find them. Come on. All right, it is, okay, where is it? Oh, it's not showing. Okay, so it's not showing that it's in my apps anymore. So let me just look it up. So you can type in upscale. Image upscaler is what you want to type in. It's going to find it, and you want to get this one right here. That's kind of the little A looking thing, and it's by Aid AI. And I've already signed up, so I can just hit open. And so the reason that you want to upscale it is because I need to see the details of the outline a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to upload Boy 2 PNG. I thought I was going to save it as a JPEG, but it's saved as a PNG. Want to upload it, and you can upload it to 2, 3. And it says upscale is limited. Your image is already high resolution. So I'm just going to give it to the 3 because that's all it's going to let me do. But if you have a low resolution one, it'll bring it up to the 8. Okay, so I'm just going to click upscale image. Okay, and I'm creating an empty page. Okay. And this does seem time consuming, but it's really not if you only have 1 or 2 pages. Again, ideally, what you want to do is to generate a coloring page out of the gate. Okay, so this is one of the things I like about this one. And there's other upscalers that I share, is that you can see a before and after. And it doesn't look like it makes a difference, but it does. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click add to design. And now I know I've got this image. And it also puts it in your library. All right, also puts it in your library. So now I've got my coloring image. So it's upscaled. It is full size. And let's zoom in so you can see. It's pretty crisp on the details. But there's one other thing that you can try to get these images even the best of your ability. So I'm going to click photo, edit photo. And I'm going to go into the Magic Studio, and I'm going to go into adjust right here. And I'm going to leave it on whole image. And I'm going to come down and look at the blacks and whites. Okay, and it's a little bit blurry right now. So I'm going to see why. Is it blurry? Not sure why it did that. So let me hit refresh and see what's going on. Might be just the internet quality, so give it a second. So again, while it's doing this, let's go back over the tools that I use. I use Playground AI to generate the initial image. And then inside of Playground AI, I kind of made it a grayscale image. And then from there, I went to Tech Lagoon to turn it into a drawing, a coloring page. And now I'm inside trying to do, upscaled it directly with the image upscaler inside of Canva. It's a third-party app. Okay, so you have to add it in the app section. And then I'm going to come in and see if I can maybe get rid of some of this black here in his clothes and in the back of his hair. So I go to photo, edit, adjust. You can look for the vibrance and saturation vignette. I'm going to go to the whites and blacks and see what happens. Okay, so we just kind of turned it gray. So that didn't give it to me. And sometimes you know, this is the best that you're going to get. Let me punch up the whites. Okay, that didn't give me anything. Let's look at the shadows. That didn't give me anything. And so sometimes you're just stuck with like, this is the best that it's going to do. Let's punch up the brightness. That didn't do anything for me. And then the last thing we'll try is the contrast. And that didn't do anything. So making the adjustments over here just didn't do anything. Didn't give me any extra here. And so sometimes this is the best that you're going to get. Okay. And so it's not perfect. Here are the one other thing that you can try. Okay. You can go into your filters. Okay. So all I did was go back into photo edit and check effects. And when you scroll down past the Magic Studio effects, you'll see filters. You want to click see all for the filters. Okay. And so you've got the natural filters. Let's see if this Belvedere filter does anything. And it didn't. Okay, so let me come down to the mono filter. Didn't really do anything for me. Ink filter didn't do anything for me. The film filter didn't give me anything more. And so I just feel like this is the best that I'm going to get. Now, there are people who know like Photoshop really, really well. And like Photoshop will give you the ability to go in and remove like color and dark lines and things like that. But most people aren't into Photoshop. So for me, this would be a good enough coloring page. And I would just submit it as it is. And so that's how it works. So again, if you guys want to know more about the actual workflow, like creating, using Playground AI and other tools to just create great images, like some of the images that you're seeing here, then join the class. It's this coming weekend. It'll be Saturday and Sunday. It's $147 for the 2-day boot camp. It'll teach you how to create coloring pages that are a lot easier. Today, the tutorial was basically turning your images, cartoons that you already have or that you may like, into coloring pages. But really quick, let me just show you some coloring images that I created that did not require any editing. I'm able to go directly to upscaling them for print and production. So, and everything's going a little slow, so just give it a little time. Let me close some of these other windows to see if I can give myself a little more to load it up. Okay, so that's some of the stuff I created. And so here we go. I got some letters, some backgrounds, flowers. And so this one in particular is not going to require anything but me making it bigger so that it'll be easier to cut out. And so I'll share my prompts on how to do this in the boot camp this weekend. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Hopefully you enjoyed this walkthrough, this workflow walkthrough. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you so much. All righty. Talk to you soon. Bye.